Well. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening to you, wherever you are this evening. It is my hope. It is my prayer. It is my desire and my wish that you and your precious family that you are all safe. You're all in good health. And it is my prayer and my wish, my desire, my hope that you are all doing extremely well, and that wherever you are, that you and your family are all enjoying the summer, the beautiful summer weather. I trust that you are all doing extremely well. Well, let me take this very wonderful opportunity to welcome you all, to welcome everyone to the Truth Talk Show, to the Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show entitled The Truth. The Truth is the name of Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show, to be aired Monday nights at 8 p.m. So I want to welcome you. I also want to thank you very much for taking time out of your personal busy schedule to join with me on this great mission. So again, let me just hats off and welcome everyone, wherever you are, all across the world, wherever you have access to the internet, and you are notified concerning this talk show, The Truth Talk Show, where we speak the truth, only the truth, and nothing but the truth. So wherever you are joining from, wherever you are watching from, I just want to let you know that I do not take your time lightly or for granted. You could have been doing something else that benefits and profits you more than tuning into this program. So from the mere fact that you have taken time out of your personal busy schedule to join with me, I want to just at this time let you know how much I do really respect you and respect that and appreciate you taking time out to be on the Truth Talk Show with Dr. Sterling Live. Thank you. Thank you so much. And please join me every Monday night at 8 p.m. as we will look into various discussions on topics and subjects that matters to all of us, irrespective of who we are and irrespective of where we are. We will be engaging in some very lively, some very educational, informative, empowering discussions in regards to subject matters that includes all of us. And so let me say it again, welcome, and thank you so very much for tuning in. I will be asking respectfully of everyone who watch this talk show, The Truth, to help me with the inviting of others and the sharing of this broadcast that's scheduled to be aired on Mondays at 8 p.m. It's live on YouTube, live on Twitter, it's live on Facebook, it's live on Dr. Sterling, live on Power of Faith Pentecostal Ministries, on also on various other social media platform. And I will be very humbly, very respectfully, very politely requesting and asking for your participation, for your help in helping me to get the word out, to advertise the program. This is not a preaching, teaching Bible program. This is a talk show where we will discuss various subject matters that relates to each and every one of us, irrespective of who we are and irrespective of where we are or even where we are from. So welcome, welcome. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and I invite you also to go ahead and share with others. Let them know Dr. Sterling has launched or relaunched, amen, the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, amen, where we will dive into some, amen, into some subjects, some topics that needs discussing. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Truth. This is where we speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, what is truth? What is truth? What is truth? As a matter of fact, before I try to give some kind of definition or try to do some kind of justice to that question, what is truth? Let me briefly say that we're living in a world where truth is gone through the window. Truth is gone out the back door. Truth has been abandoned. Truth has been let go, fired, discarded. Truth doesn't help folks anymore. It is lies that seems to be on the market, on sale at that, but not truth. Truth is too precious and too dear. Truth is too dignified. Truth has too much integrity. Truth is too polite, too caring. Truth has too much living conscience that will not allow that carrier of that truth to be a notorious liar, because he or she who carries this truth that we're talking about has so much living conscience that such a conscience will not allow truth to go dim or go dead or go silent or to be replaced by lies. What is truth? Truth can be defined in three parts, and yet not limited, or yet not subjected or confined to these three parts. Part one, truth is truth. Truth is the truth. And that's why I name this talk show The Truth. Because the truth is the truth. Do you get me? The truth is the truth. Truth cannot be anything other than the truth. If the truth or some truth is anything other than the truth, then it is no longer the truth. So part one of the definition of what is truth. Truth is truth. The truth is the truth. Part two of the definition of what is truth. Truth is the whole truth. Truth cannot be a part of the truth and a part of lie. Then it is no longer truth. It is no longer the truth. It is only a part truth. So truth is the whole truth. And that's why my talk show is called The Truth, because we must on this talk show, I must on this talk show speak nothing but the whole truth, not a part truth, not a side of truth. Truth only have one side. Truth does not have multiple sides. If so, it's no longer the truth. Truth only has one side, and that one side is the truth. So number one, truth is truth. And number two, truth is the whole truth. You know, some folks, they tell some story, but they never give you the entire story. They give you what they want you to get, what they want you to hear, but not the entire thing, and not the entire accurate story. Truth is the entire accurate story, the whole truth, the entire truth. Thirdly, truth is nothing but the truth. Truth is nothing but the truth. That's truth. Nothing but the truth. So if you tell a truth, or a truth has been told to you, supposedly to be the truth, but it carries something else other than just the pure, genuine, accurate, transparent, honest truth, then it's no longer truth. So let's look back again. That's the reason why I call this talk show The Truth. Because one, we must speak and represent only the truth. Number two, it must be the whole truth, entire, in its entirety. Not part lie mixed with part true. Not making up stories. No, the whole truth of whatever we are speaking about. And number three, it is nothing but the truth. That's what Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show called The Truth. That's what it's all about. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We're living in a world, my God, I am so disappointed, so disgusted, so even angry at how lies are prevailing, how lies prevail in the world around us. We have far more lies and liars than truth and truth talkers. Lies. Everywhere is lies, upon lies, upon lies, upon lies. Truth is also Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is truth. Now, if you're not a believer in Jesus Christ, don't get offended. Sit down and listen. Let's reason. We're reasoning. I am not, Dr. Sterling is not here to push anything down anyone's throat. Every one of us are free moral agent to believe what we choose to believe and disbelieve what we choose to disbelieve. That's our right. And that's why I have a problem with some people in society who believe whatever they believe, everyone else must and should believe what they believe. And if you do not believe what they believe and embrace and endorse what they believe, they call you all kinds of names and they blacklist you, and they do all manner of evil of things to destroy you, because they are saying you do not have the right not to believe what we believe, and because you don't believe what we believe, we will blacklist you, we will come after you, we will see to it that you are destroyed, that you never live in peace, that you never prosper. Anywhere you go, we're gonna be there, and that is just wrong. Well, on this talk show, the truth is every person have their own individual personal right to believe whatever they choose to believe, and to disbelieve whatsoever they choose not to believe. It's every man's personal right, and I will not infringe on people's rights. So when I call into my presentation, because I'm defining the truth and why this talk show is called The Truth, and I mentioned that Jesus Christ is truth, no one should take offense. That's my belief, and that is the belief of many others. And we do have the right to believe in Jesus Christ if we choose to believe in him, and somebody else also have their right not to believe in Jesus Christ if they so choose not to believe in Jesus Christ. We don't have to go to war. We don't have to start a war. We don't have to start a fight. You don't have to cut off and say this guy is talking about Jesus Christ on his talk show. Don't want to hear him. Don't want to talk to him. That's arrogance and ignorance and being lacking of intelligence and not smart at all. We got to live in the same world, and some of us like red and some like blue. Those that love the color red have the right to love the color red, just as those who love the color blue have the right to love whatever color they choose to love. So on the topic of defining truth and why my talk show is called The Truth, also is that Jesus Christ is truth. And as a matter of fact, in John chapter 14 and verse 6, Jesus unapologetically, uncensored, declared that he is the way, he is the truth. He said he is the truth. He just doesn't believe in truth or speaks the truth or represent the truth or admire the truth or love the truth. He is truth. That means no lies can be found in him, no fabrication, no false nothing, false representation, nothing false, nothing untrue can be found, has been found, or can ever be found in him. The man from Galilee, the Galilean, they call him. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, he is the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, without any apology, that is the reason why this talk show is called The Truth. For it must represent the truth / Jesus Christ. This talk show must represent Jesus Christ. Speak the truth. The truth must be told on this platform. It must be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. That is our talk show. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you again for joining in. This is Dr. Sterling, your host on the Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show, The Truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The truth is important. In St. John chapter 8 and verse 32, and this is not preaching, this is validating the name of our talk show, The Truth. St. John 8 and verse 32 declare that we shall know the truth, and the truth shall make us free. Truth. We shall know the truth. We shall speak the truth. We shall represent the truth. We shall be children of the truth, and the truth will make us free. The truth will make us free. Ladies and gentlemen, this talk show will do its very best not to be disrespected to any government official, whether calling them by name or not, whether nationally, provincially, whether municipally, or internationally. This talk show is not designed or intended to be disregarding and to be disrespectful or to be rude, not just only to politicians and government leaders, but church leaders, religious leaders from whatever religion. I am not going to be on this talk show to disrespect, to disregard, to be unkind, to be belittling to anyone, whether from the business community, from wherever. This is a talk show that I will, as the host, ensure that respect and kindness is delivered to everyone who comes on as a guest, or everyone who we may be talking about on the show, but there must be utmost respect for individual and for people everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the world has eroded into something that its maker had not intended for it to be. And though you and I may not be able to correct this problem universally, I believe at the same time you and I are in a position to bring under control our personal behavior and our personal conduct. I believe that we do not have to do what everyone else do, but that we can be kind to others. We can be respectful to others. We can disagree with policies. We can disagree with laws, legislations. We can disagree with beliefs, with systems. We can disagree with various things that others would seek to promote. But disagreement does not mean we have to head off into a direction where we totally disregard, disrespect other lives. No, we can disagree, but still respect. Doesn't matter. And so that is something that I would dare to put in place and to maintain on this program. At the same time, please do not get me wrong. When it comes to certain morals, and when it comes to certain principles, and when it comes to certain beliefs and conduct and behavior, Make no mistake. I am known by myself and by others that I have very strong um, expressions, very, very strong presentation. So I know that there are times when I'll be very strong, very forthcoming, while at the same time very respectful and regarding. That is very important. But there are subjects and there are topics that I am very passionate about, and I will be very strong expressing my passion and exercising my freedom to speak. Uh, so you can expect that from me. However, ladies and gentlemen, as I introduced the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, The Truth, I further want to let everyone know where we stand, ladies and gentlemen. This talk show will do its very best to stay clear of gossips. There are enough gossips in the world. And most times, the result of gossips are not good. Gossips does not educate. It does not edify. Gossips does not empower. We don't want to get into the business of disempowering people and not edifying people. So we stay clear of gossips, of false accusations. This talk show will stay clear of assumptions without having real facts. Remember, this talk show is the truth. So we will not blurt out assumptions without being able to validate whatever comes from this platform onto the public arena. We stay clear of allegations and will focus on profound truth. From time to time, we will be bringing on guests from various places and from various backgrounds for various reasons. We will bring on folks who are in the public domain, and we will also be having from time to time guests who are private citizens who have been in the private domain, so to speak, but have a voice, need a platform, need their voice to be heard on whatever subject matter that we would be discussing. And from time to time, we will have these guests joining Dr. Sterling on our talk show. Please remember, let me put this in again, that I will be asking of you, and I will be kindly requesting that you please do me a favor by helping to promote the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, The Truth. On The Truth talk show with me, your host, Dr. Sterling, we will be addressing a wide range of topics over the days and weeks and months and years to come, by the grace of God affording us to do so, such as politics. We will be diving into politics, and we will be discussing politics as much as we are capable, or as much as I am capable and able to discuss politics. And discussing politics, I find it to be very important. I have found that Christians does not partake in the political sphere of our world and nations. And I believe that we need to do much more. Everybody, not just Christians, Muslims, Sheiks, or Sikhs, everyone. Those who are not in religion, everyone should partake. You know why? The fact of the matter is, whether you and I take part in the electoral sphere of our nation, politics is still going on. So whether we partake or not, politics is still going on. Someone is going to be elected the president or the prime minister or the mayor, or the governor, or you know, the prime minister. Somebody is going to be elected as the member of parliament or the MPP. And when those folks are elected, they are there with their own agenda. And if you and I, for the next 4 years, as they are elected, or 5 years, or whatever it is, wherever you are, in whatever country you are, you and I will be subjected to the leadership of those people who are elected. And whether they will serve the community, serve the people, or serve us well, there is absolutely nothing you and I can do about it, because they are already elected. And the most you and I will be able to do is to wait until re-election comes around again, when we have a chance to either get them out of office because they have done nothing, or what they have done, they have only self-served themselves. They have only served themselves and not the people who elected them to serve the community and serve the people. And we may have a chance to get them out. And most times, if we didn't vote them in, the next time we, most of us will not vote again. And those who had voted them in office in the first place will only be at the voting polls to vote them back in. And the Bible had something to say about that. I just can't recall it right now, but it said something like this. When the wicked man is in charge, or is a king, meaning a leader, the people is in trouble. The people is in trouble. You and I have a responsibility to make sure that we go to the poll and we elect the people that we would like to lead us and to be and to operate in the office of the mayor, the prime minister, the deputy mayor, the MP, the vice president, the president. The only way you and I can accomplish that mission, that goal, is that we must go to the voting poll and elect, vote for those that we believe will do an excellent job, or that we have seen a track record of them, amen, doing a good job looking after the community and the people of their community, and not just to be elected, sit down, collect a big fat check every month, doing absolutely nothing to benefit the people, to benefit the families, the children, the seniors, the various groups of people that resides in these communities. It is our responsibility to see to it that this does not continue to happen. So on this talk show, we're going to be discussing politics. On this talk show, Dr. Sterling Live, The Truth talk show, we will be discussing religion and talk about various religion. We'll be discussing relationships, talk about various relationships, the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, discussing relationship, what the Bible has to say about relation, what God has to say about relationship, what society has to say about relationship. Is relationships good? Amen. For people, how do we gauge relationships? How do we choose those we relate to and develop a relationship? We'll be discussing the topic of marriage. Marriage. I am married now for 36 years. My lovely wife and I, we just celebrated our 36, that is 3-6 wedding anniversary on last Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. We celebrated our 36-year wedding anniversary. I believe I must have something that I can share or suggest or recommend or even a little advice on the topic of marriage. So we're going to be talking about marriage. We're going to be discussing on this talk show divorce. We hadn't got divorced over this 36 years. To God be the glory. So we want to talk about it. Some folks have gotten the divorce and they are sad. It's not something that they wanted, not something they wanted to do. They went into their marriage to live forever. Things came up, they were misadvised, all kinds of things. They weren't at a good place at the time they got divorced. What do they do now, etc., etc. Somebody else's marriages are on the rocks, as they would say, and they're wondering, where do we go? What do we do? You're going to be getting answers. You're going to be getting some solutions. You're going to be getting some tips, some ideas. You're going to be getting some valuable information in helping you. Somebody say, I'm living with my spouse, or I've been with my spouse X amount of years. Do we need to still get married? We're going to be addressing all those issues, and we're also going to be talking about immigration. So it's a wide range of topics that we're going to be discussing as this talk show develops and move on. Immigration. We're going to be talking about immigration. I am an immigrant. I am an immigrant, and I've gone through the immigration system, and I've also suffered horrendously through the immigration bureaucracy. My family and I know the immigration field. I know about the immigration laws in and out. I understand it. I know about deportation. I know about all the applications. And it's a topic that is dear to my heart as an immigrant who has gone through this system and has suffered relentlessly until the Lord opened the door and allowed my family and I to be immigrants right here in Canada. And I want to discuss that. There are some aspects of that I need to discuss because I have experienced some of these atrocities, I would call them, that can happen to immigrants. And most time immigrants are without a voice. The only voice immigrants seems to get sometimes is high paying, high cost legal fees to immigration lawyers. And but they don't have a real voice. Immigrants hardly get a real voice, somebody who cares, not just to represent them for a fee, but really care about their well-being and about the well-being of their loved ones. And I'm not saying I am the one, but because I've been through this system, and God has given me victory, I want to turn around and be a voice for the voiceless in this circumstance, in this instance. So we're going to be talking about immigration. We're going to be talking about deportation. and how deportation hurts children and families, causing severe undue hardships and severed families and irreparable harm. Deportation is destructive. Deportation is destructive, and it does not help families. It does not help children. And the Canadian government, US government, British government, and various other governments have not been paying attention to the devastation and the destructiveness that the act of non-sympathetic deportation have caused to thousands of children and parents and families. And please do not misunderstand my statement. I know there are laws, and I know that laws are meant to be kept, to be respected. While I do know that and will not ignore that fact, the lives of human beings are more important to me than any law, if and when discretion can be or should be applied. When we're talking about the life of a human being, many thoughts needs to go into whatever we are dealing with. In this note, immigration and deportation. Case in point, a young family came to Canada or to Britain or to the United States, or a young man just started his family. He left his wife and 3 kids back in, say, Kenya, or say in Barbados, or anywhere. And he came. He suddenly realized that if he remains in Canada or in Britain or in the US, he thinks he would have a better chance of making a better life for him and his family. So he tried to stay on. And he gets some working papers. And he started work, sending home a few dollars to his wife and to take care of his children. During that process, he sent for his wife and his children. They came in. He's still not an immigrant. He's still a non-immigrant, having a visitor status and a work permit. But his family joined him, and they are there. During that time, while they're there, a few years is now going, 3, 4, 5 years, he applies to become a permanent resident in that country, in Canada, in the US, in Britain. It so happened that he probably lost his status. Something happened. They didn't decide to renew his status 1 year, but now he's stuck in Britain, Canada, or the US without having proper immigration documentation. Now, immigration says leave, but he had given up 5 years. He had given up his home in Kenya or in Jamaica or in wherever. 6, 7 years he had given up. He has nothing to return to. Then one day immigration grab onto him and lock him up and then deported him, leaving his wife behind with his 3 children, wanting to deport her too, and the children, because he probably had 2 children born here in Canada or in the US or in Britain. And so the family's life become a living nightmare. The children don't see their father. That's what I'm talking about. When does the law have any conscience? When does law get some conscience? When does law put on a boots of sympathy? When does immigration law in this country put on a boots of humanitarianness to care for human beings? So before we get into all of that, we will be talking about deportation and immigration. We will do shows on the subject, and we will also be inviting you to be sharing along with us and joining in the conversation, and share your thoughts with us as we go along. We're going to be speaking also on this talk show in detail on the subject of racism. I got a big problem with racism. It has to go. The demon of racism has to go. The demon of racism has to die. Thank God our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada, acknowledged publicly, yes, that there are systemic racism in Canada. Racism has to go, has to be destroyed. But it will only go when we talk about it enough, when we attack it enough, when we are no longer afraid to discuss it publicly, when somebody's no longer afraid to acknowledge it. We got to topple the kingdom of racism. And if we are not able to do it in this generation, somebody may say, well, bigger than you have tried. And I would agree. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King died. Rodney King, George Floyd, and many, many, many others. Many, many thousands upon thousands have been the victim of racism. We are going to discuss racism on this program, and I'm not going to be afraid. Hundreds of unmarked graves of the First Nation, the indigenous people, have been found victims of racism and other isms within society. And racism is still brazen, vibrant, bare-faced, proud, stout in heart, literally saying we are going nowhere, but change must come, where every man will have that right, and where every man will be able to exercise their equal rights and justice to live in this world as a free individual. We will be talking about racism. I've lived in Canada since 1989. And I can tell you, within the last 4 years, until today, it's within the last 4 years that I have come face to face with this demon called racism. And we are going to discuss him. We are going to unravel. We are going to unpackage racism. It must go. It must die. So that our future generation, that little white boy, will not grow up discriminating against his little black fellow student, or Indian, or Chinese, or indigenous, or African. No, they will see each other as equal, where there will be equal employment opportunity and educational opportunity, where the police force will have one white here, one black there, one Indian there, one Chinese there, and all will treat each other with respect and dignity, where the prosecutors will not only be 95% white, but will be a shared category of individuals who do not take part in the discrimination of others because of the color of their skin or because of their ethnic background and culture. We will be discussing racism. We will be talking about white privilege, that it has to go. White privilege, it has to go. I will be praying for this talk show because I do understand principalities and powers. I do understand spiritual wickedness in high places. I do understand the powers of darkness that work behind the scene to stop, to block, to bring down other people, to control a nation, to control a community, a city, to control the controlling spirit. We will be discussing white privilege. There should be no such thing. There should be people privilege. Everyone should be privileged to the same things in our society. Everyone, irrespective of their background, their ethnicity, irrespective, they should have equal opportunity. And we are living in a world where that does not exist. I am in Shelburne, Ontario, Canada, and I have a group of people who have decided that I should not stay in Shelburne. I should not live. I should not even breathe. We will be talking about racism, about white privilege, about white supremacy system. We will be talking about my personal encounters with racism and bigotry in Shelburne, Ontario, Canada from 2018 until now. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about because sometimes when you speak about things that you're going through because others do not have personal knowledge of it, sometimes they seems to believe is that you're just crying wolf. I'm going to be speaking with my lawyer, and I'm going to show you next Monday how I have been attacked by a lawyer in Shelburne. I have the written information that this lawyer fabricated, that this lawyer made up a story that has no basis, no foundation, no facts, no truth, no evidence. A lawyer that my lawyer had to respond with very strong words and also encouraging me that I should make sure that I that I report this lawyer's defamatory action where he tried to defame to brutalize, to butcher my character. A lawyer, he's nothing more than an embarrassment and a shame to the legal profession. But the fact of the matter is, he is able to do these things and get away with them because of what we call white privilege. If he knows and was concerned or afraid that he might be held accountable, he would be much more responsible. And we are going to be discussing these things. And we are going to be saying to the world, enough is enough. These people who are doing these wicked acts and destroying other people because they don't have the same skin, we are more alike than we are not alike. We are going to see to it that they are held responsible. So we are going to be talking about these attacks, and in cases where names have to be called, we will be calling names. Remember, this is the Truth Talk Show. I don't know about anyone else, but I am sick and tired of the of people being picked on and viciously attacked by someone who hates him because he's probably of a different pigmentation or background or religious belief or whatever, and because he's different, he does not have the right to breathe and to live. George Floyd, his last words were, "I can't breathe." And there are still many of us who are crying the same cry, "We can't breathe." We are going to be discussing in very great details about the upcoming municipal election in 2022, primarily right here in Shelburne, Ontario, where I currently live and work for the last 11 years, pretty much. We are not going to let politicians continue getting away, being re-elected, after their clear record of only collecting a check for doing absolutely nothing for 4 years. We are going to be talking about police and policing of people, even of certain ethnic background. We're going to be discussing what I call Christianophobia. Christianophobia, where Christians are also being picked on and treated very distastefully and indignified, and treated and being treated less than a person, and where someone even wants to and is willing to try to take away the voice of Christians. I've been looking in society and I've realized that right here in Canada and other parts of the world for the last few years, that Islam, the Muslim religion, that they have come up with the word Islamophobia to protect themselves of people who discriminates them because they are Muslims. I do not believe, I do not support that any group in society. I might not agree with their theology or their way of life or the message they present, but I have absolutely no right to discriminate them, to prejudice against them, to believe or to support that they deserve to be treated less than any other citizen within society. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you, a big thank you to all of you tonight who have tuned in to the Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show, The Truth. I hope you have enjoyed what you have heard. I hope you are inspired and motivated, and I hope that you have found some interest in some of the subjects and topics that as the show moves on down the road, that you will be very excited, and that you will be ready and prepared to join with us and to participate in the program on the air. You will send in your questions. You will let us see your comments, and you will share with us as we go along. We're looking for your partnership, to partner with me on the Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show, The Truth. Please send me your response. Let me know what you think about what you have heard tonight. Send anything that you want to send, any correction, any advice, any comments, any you know, any tips. Feel free to respond to us, and we would be more than excited and delighted to hearing from you, our guests. Well, until next Monday, I am going to say have a good night. Thank you for joining with me on the Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show, The Truth, where this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Remember to share the video. Have yourselves an excellent night. Goodbye for now.